Whoa, whose dog was that?
That would be mine.
Oh, okay. Where's the good boy? But hello everybody. Welcome to my channel, Night and Day Nick. We're doing our weekly TV talk with our guests JAMARCO and Brandon. We've got brand new episodes of Euphoria. We've got the season finales of both Maul Shadowlord and Daredevil Born Again. And we also have the newest episode of The Boys, episode 6, leading into our final 2 episodes of that series. But Brandon, JAMARCO, please tell the people about yourselves a little bit. Tell the people where they can find you.
Hey, JAMARCO Shaw here. Hope everybody's doing well. You know me. If you've watched this series before, you've known that I've been making music. I'm working on Nick's theme song as we speak. You can follow me on Icky on SoundCloud. Go like, go comment, go subscribe, go share. If you find some cool stuff on there, I'm kind of a remixer, engineer. You know, I've done classic mixtapes on the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. So if you like Kanye, J Dilla, sampling weirdo music, then Icky is the place to go. And if not into that, I'm on Twitter and Facebook just talking shit about movies and pop culture stuff. So, you know, holla at your boy.
And as for me, I am always happy to be on the afternoon tune yapping with these boys. I'm mainly on the letterbox, Brando Not Marlin, where I'm just constantly watching and reviewing movies. So if you want to hear my movie thoughts, that's where it is at.
Word.
All right. And you can find me, Nick, on all of the social media, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Letterboxd at Night and Day Nick. You can also find me on our other channel, The Afternoon Tune, where we do also more yapping about movies, TV, video games, pop culture, and all that fun stuff. Just did stream last night with Daphne Neal from oneofus.net talking about, you know, the 80s Master of the Universe, doing some trailer reactions for Evil Dead Burn, for The Odyssey, for a Power Ballad. And you can find that when that eventually drops to YouTube. But moving on to our topics today, we have newest episode of Euphoria. We have episode 304. So where we left off last episode, Rue's been picked up by the DEA. Nate's got his toe cut off by his mobster friend Naz. Jules is now, you know, a sugar baby, and Maddie and Cassie are starting to rebuild their dynamic. So when this episode picks up, Rue decides to, well, not really given a choice, but becomes a confidential informant. Maddie introduces Cassie to the world of social media influencers in Los Angeles to try and get her more famous. Rue gets sucked deeper and deeper into this shady business that she's aligned herself with, and Nate is getting kicked in the dick even more, which I love.
You love to see it. Love to see a character like him just fall so far from all the power he had in high school.
But where
peaking in high school.
But where last episode I felt like it truly embraced kind of the chaotic and, you know, trashy, but still kind of fun nature of what made the past seasons of Euphoria work so well. This kind of felt like a step in the wrong direction, because at least with that episode, it was so just like nonstop with the drama that you couldn't help but watch, even though, yeah, this is trash, but I'm kind of captivated. And here it kind of has the opposite problem, where it's just kind of very dull, and characters make decisions for no other reason than just to move episode forward. What did you all think?
I mean, these young adults are stressing me out. It's like every time, like every character, they take like a step forward, then they take like 300 steps back. and it's kind of like, how did these kids pass high school? It's just because there's just so many weird things happening with characters. For example, I mean, one of the biggest things that sticks out is with Jules and
We were thinking
speaking
Sunday
of
in the park
so,
picnic.
so of course, Lexi, the character who like has a tangential role on a soap opera that shoots in LA, there's like a part that comes up for, you know, a bit of art to be displayed. So Lexi, being a good friend to Jules, apparently decides to, hey, I'll call my friend up. She's a good artist. I'll give her like a good prompt. Give good prompt. So let's watch a little bit of the prompt that Lexi gives Jules.
That many scenes with her.
We were thinking sort of a Sunday in the park picnic kind of feel.
Okay, yeah, like the women with umbrellas thing.
Okay, so you hear that prompt. What's like the first? What comes to your mind?
Just a nice day in the park.
Friendly, family friendly.
Stuff in the picnic, you know.
Kids running around,
hanging out.
You know, there's kites, you know, just regular.
Have that
stuff.
kind of.
And what does Jules draw?
Not that.
A lot of dicks.
Lots
of dicks.
So many penises. It reminded me so much of when they tell Seth's backstory in Superbad.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
that level of dicks.
Wasn't allowed to eat hot dogs.
Every single
how many
page.
foods are shaped like dicks? The best kinds.
but it's like kind of this one thing, and I don't think Sam Levinson has ever forgiven Hunter Schafer for writing the best episode of the show.
Yes.
Because he has seemed like committed and with a fury that I have never seen a creator on another show like this to just completely flanderize one of the most important characters in the first season of their show.
One of the most logical characters. One of the most, you know, Jules throughout this series has gone through such a progression from what she used to be, from, you know, being a little bit of a hoe in high school to, I mean, she was banging dudes in the hotel, but just to see her progress as an artist and try to like improve her life. And then it just felt like a whole step backward because again, they asked her to paint this picture, and it's kind of Lexi's fault. They're just kind of like, yeah, you know, just go ahead and feel it out. Do what you want to do. Just vibe it out, and you know, get back to
which even in the behind the scenes, even Hunter Schafer says that, you know, it's like just as people, her and Maude Apatow have kind of gotten close throughout the run of the show, but really thinking about it, those two really haven't had any scenes together, so we don't know how close they are.
I'm sure they never like communicated in like any of the party scenes in the past, have they?
No, they're in the same group, but like we never really see them just talking one-on-one at all.
Yeah, I just noticed that because like the Euphoria crew has their own kind of, you know, dynamics, so we never really get to see a lot of people interact. I'm always like, oh yeah, Maddie and Rue are like best friends.
Yeah,
so because rarely do we see Alexa and Zendaya talking, so that's very interesting to me. But yeah, Lexi got on my nerves this episode.
I love the.
Go ahead.
The reactions from the just the crew and the cast just looking at it and being like, they're talking mad shit at first, and then like when they bring Jules on, they're like, yeah, you know, this is what we're looking for.
Yeah, we're gonna just try a different direction.
Just like the niceties of that Hollywood system.
Yeah,
and I feel like I'm not sure how to feel about this because in that conversation, while Lexi is getting chewed out by like her boss and like the cast and crew, she outs Jules as a trans woman. So cool. I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of felt like just her trying to justify all of the, you know, genitalia,
eccentricities,
trying to make an excuse.
Yeah, notice this season was very heavy on a lot of you know trans talk, like bad trans talk. Because I remember, like, you know, when Jules talking to her sugar daddy and she drops the T-bomb, which she can, but I was like, oh wow, okay, Sam Levinson, you're just going for all the slurs, aren't you? But
yeah,
I really did like that scene when Lexi was getting chewed out. Shout out to Sharon Stone. We haven't really talked about her in
right. I keep forgetting she's in the show.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Sharon Stone. But she's fantastic. I mean, the right kind of bitchy boss you would happen in this scenario. But yeah, I was gonna like drop another Lexi bomb, then we'll move on because a lot of shit happened with these episodes. But yeah, when Rue, who's a snitch now, is trying to get some drugs to set up Alamo, and Lexi just chews everybody out.
Yeah, it's like she read the script. She was like,
what is wrong with you people?
Yeah, Lexi has kind of always been the audience surrogate, and it kind of makes sense for her to be the one to kind of call everybody out on their shit. And I think this is like the first time we've had all four of the 5 female leads on this show in one scene together since the first season.
Right. Yeah. Rarely. That's what I like. I like seeing them hang out and being normal, you know. But
their version of normal.
Their version of normal, yeah, because they're all nuts. You know, Cassie is, you know, OnlyFans model. You know, Maddie is her pimp.
Yeah, Maddie.
All these people are losing their
Maddie
minds.
was you know, a person with you know, confidence, and now she's just become Andrew Tate.
Yeah. Just using it, fetishizing women. Use what you got, honey.
Which I think this episode, because it's getting a lot of flack for, and you know, Sam Levinson especially, for how it's like depicting, and especially with the Cassie and Maddie storyline, how it's like glorifying sex work. But where I thought it could have worked is because you cut back to the Rue storyline of this strip club that she's working in, that it's very clear that, this is not just a strip club. There's some like way shadier stuff going on in here.
It's gross. And the strip club stuff is I guess we can get into it now. There's a character by the name of Kitty.
Yeah, because the episode's titled Kitty Likes to Dance.
Yeah, so she's a new stripper on the scene, hired by Alamo. And she is immediately swept into this world. And to cope with it, she's doing a lot of coke, and she's being, you know, gang banged. And it's really heartbreaking. And there's a great scene with her and Zendaya when she's, you know, trying to mask it. She's like, "Are you okay? Are you fine?" She's like, "I just love to dance." And it's kind of like, you know, people were shocked on that on Twitter, but that's sadly the reality of a lot of sex work. So it really showed. Like when Levinson is bad, it's bad, but when he gets it, he gets it.
And it's like, I think the content of that scene could work, but I feel like with Levinson, it just comes across of he just really wants to shoot scenes like this for no other reason than I want to shock and
it's exploitation.
Yeah, that's the difference. And we've had a lot of directors and a lot of a lot of voices talking about subject matter like this. Like last year, Best Picture winner was Anora, and film that was discussing sex work. Even we've talked about it on the Afternoon Tune, the Coralie Farger film Revenge. That is a film where its
Left Revenge
plot revolves around sexual assault and revenge for it. But neither of those films are using that in what feels like an exploitative lens. It always feels like it's contributing to the story. It feels like there's more to it. It feels like if you took that element out of it, the movie would fall apart completely.
Right. Yeah, they shoot it straight. It feels like Sam Levinson, like you said, is trying to piss you off. Is trying to evoke you rather than...
There's no grace.
Yeah, exactly. There's no subtlety. There's no grace. It's really just style over substance.
Yeah.
And I really like how you pulled out Anora, and I'll shout out Margot's Got Money Troubles, a great show that's dealing with sex work in a more lighthearted manner, but there's some heaviness to it. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, male directors in general just don't get it sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's bad when one of the stars of the show that involves a plot line glorifying like sex work and OnlyFans is criticizing you how you are writing said sex work and OnlyFans work.
The adult actress on the show,
the adult actress Chloe Cherry.
Yes. When an adult actress is saying you got it wrong, you probably got it wrong.
Who it's just some of the stuff that she's been made to do on this show. None of it is. It's like more humiliating, I'm guessing, than anything she did in her previous career.
Not that I've seen any of her videos.
No, of course not. No. Yeah, but her character is just reduced to her hanging around just random people and her lips.
Yeah,
Because-
it's all about the lips. That's the ending shot of this episode. It's her lips.
That is literally the ending shot of the episode because, of course, because of this brewing gang war between Alamo and Lori.
Mhm.
Alamo's pressed because Lori called him a pig, and not from like getting called the N-word or because she's a white supremacist. None of that. The pig thing is what he's really hopped up on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he kills her bird. And
Sorry, I was
that's
just
our
my eyes rolled in the back of my head. I was like, oh Jesus, I forgot.
Yeah.
And of course, Lori's crew, they rob the strip club.
And they shoot Dwayne Wayne.
Yeah.
Dean Harrison. Come on. It's fucked
Yep.
up. And poor Rosalia and Zendaya just sitting there watching.
Yep.
Yeah,
and-
I very much enjoyed Rosalia this episode.
she's great.
Yeah,
when
it was
Rue was being
this is
very
like-
snitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
she had her Spider-Sense on.
it's like there's probably a good reason that that the show is fiction because Rue is a terrible snitch. It was like
Yeah.
she's acting in
Lousy.
a way only an actual rat would.
Just like, hey, are you okay? What's wrong?
The only reason she is getting away with being this snitch is because the writing is letting her.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Plot armor.
Because it's Rue, it's Zendaya.
Like, how is she not dead by now?
I mean, she
I'm
definitely
serious.
is almost.
Like, she is really just lucky. You think Ray is a Mary Sue? Like, Rue is like, okay, so she gets caught by the cops. Oh, she's gonna get arrested. Nope, you're gonna be a snitch and work for us. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous to me. Like the lengths they'll stretch these characters out to, and yeah, it's just getting messy. I'm like, how are they gonna wrap this up? Because I just saw an interview with Zendaya. She's like, yeah, she was alluding to this being the final chapter.
Mhm.
Which
It was like,
I can
yeah,
see her
she's
dying.
hoping that this will be the final chapter. She just came off of a banger of a year because she's got movies.
Mhm.
She released 2 movies already this year with the drama, which was
Excellent.
fantastic. I love that
Mhm.
movie.
love it. Just
And-
finished it. Amazing.
Yep. Yep. She's working with artists like Christoph Borgel from the drama, like Destin Daniel Cretton on Spider-Man, like
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher fucking Nolan and Denis Villeneuve. She's
Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
She's worked with real artists,
Yeah,
guys
like-
who know how to blend style and substance. And now she's got to go back to the hack Sam Levinson out of contractual obligation.
I feel like most of the cast feels like that. Like, I'll bring up Jake Elordi, Oscar nominee, fresh off Frankenstein.
It's like I don't know what they were smoking when they were writing, and there's a way that it could work because his whole character is that he peaked in high school, but there is peaked in high school and getting hit with reality, and then there is whatever is going on with Nate Jacobs this season because it feels like the character
I
is
don't
just
even know,
completely
man.
neutered.
You know what's weird? I think I've read, like Jake Elordi said, I don't want to do Nate unless we can make him different. And I get that because those first 2 seasons, especially his character plots, were so dark that I can understand, like, all right, I'm only coming back if I can lighten this up. But yeah, it's weird to see people on Twitter like, oh, I miss the old Nate Jacobs. Do you? Do you remember what this man was up to? So, like, I don't love the nice guy Nate, but I feel like there's a tipping point coming. There's a breaking point
Yeah.
coming because
Yeah,
I hope
and-
so.
Yeah, and just to wrap up this discussion with Nate's
Mhm.
plot line. So this whole meeting with the planning and zoning commission that he's been hyping up as like, this will be the chance I have to like get my project back up and running. This will be the one that like gets me the money so I can pay Nas and get him off me. Not even 5 minutes into like his presentation, they say denied. And my man is just like on his
get the
hands
fuck
and
out of
knees,
here.
Begging.
literally on his hands and knees begging. It's
You
like-
know what it reminded me of? Remember that old Chappelle shit, the wrap it up box?
Oh yeah, exactly.
I just wanted one of the
Stop
judges
talking.
to just put that box.
it was like getting played off at the Oscars.
Come on, man, please. Hey, my man, yo,
And
I'm crying on. We got
Time to wrap
shit
it up.
do.
Wrap that up.
Let's get out of here.
yeah, and just looking ahead to the next episode, it looks like Oh, right. We didn't even get to talking about Maddie and Cassie's plot. So
Oh
she,
yeah,
so she's,
Cassie had a night.
yeah, Cassie had a night, and I don't know what it is with Sydney Sweeney, but because it seems like the only time she locks in and gives a good performance, or at least something memorable, is when she is working with Sam Levinson, and it is
And I
so
like some of
frustrating.
Sydney's movies. I like Immaculate. I thought Anyone But You was cute. You know,
Yeah, but her character is just
Sydney
her
Sweeney.
character is given nothing
Yeah.
but eye candy to do. But here
Right.
she actually has like range of emotions, and there's like a little bit of that of just like that naive Valley Girls. Like a line that made me laugh so hard is like she
I think I know what
meets
you're
up
saying.
with this influencer that her whole assignment this night is just to like get him to take a video of you looking hot, and she runs into the other influencer that Maddie was managing in episode 2, and we start to see how that dynamic is going to play into it. And it's like I have some coke. It's like I love
cocaine.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
and that
I
face
can't
is
hate.
gonna be a meme when she just first takes a line. Just like
I was gonna say the
Smiling.
very Scarfacey meme look.
she's just wired up and it's great. But yeah, whenever Sydney gets to let her hair down and get weird, that's when Euphoria is best. Like we talked about the scene last couple weeks ago when she was crying at the wedding, which is automatically a meme. But yeah, Cassie. I don't know. I'm just scared for everybody. Like I just know
it's like looking at the weeks ahead. All I can think of is that clip from Smiling Friends.
Yeah, we're so fucked.
Yep. All I can think of is,
can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
it's like
I might have, you know what? I might have to see Chrissy to see if Sydney Sweeney did anything different. Because
I doubt it.
maybe not. I'm good.
no, it's
Not
it's
good.
It's not great.
Oh, it's not $1 Million Baby. It's like
it's more like
$100 Baby.
It's more like a $1 million baby from Temu.
Oh no! Before we wrap up, Euphoria, I do want to give a shout out to my guy Bishop. He has been like the MVP for me this season. I really love that guy.
Yep, and he looks like there's going to get into some, fitting with kind of the stylistic theme of this season of let's just rip off Quentin Tarantino and the other movies, shamelessly stealing from that. So it looks like we're getting some Scarface in the next
some Departed.
episode.
Rue dealing with snitching. Yeah,
Maddie, Cassie's following, slowly growing online, her getting more opportunities. Like, I think this episode, we're going to start to see some of these plots start to intersect because at the tail end of the party scene with Cassie and that influencer guy, the other girl, she starts vomiting, and I thought that, maybe that stash she got was bad.
Maybe
start to see some of how that intersects with the Rue's plot this season. And the rest of that trailer ends with Nate getting his ass whooped more.
Awesome.
Cool.
Just
let's
consistent.
go. And I'm I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm still hooked on this show.
Me too.
This is like the way my sister talks about shit like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or fucking or like a Love Story on FX. That's kind of how I feel about this show. This is like my fun trash TV.
It's my guilty pleasure. It's so
this is one I want to break out some wine with the girlies.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It is a good wine watching show.
It's fascinating in the most interesting ways, Sam Levinson's work, and I'm just curious to see how this is going to end with a bang. Somebody's going to die. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, if nobody dies in this final season, I will call bullshit. I will.
We can't Stranger Things this shit. Some of these people got to pay for their sins. I'm sorry,
I can
man.
see Rue biting it. Rue's gonna die.
Rue's gonna OD at the end.
No, not even OD. She's probably gonna just die or be in jail. Like her whole thing from the beginning of this season, at least, has been like, I found God. God's real. God brought
Right.
me to you, Alamo. So
God is putting me onto this path that I'm on.
exactly. So
Exactly.
only things where she can really meet the end of her arc is in jail, where she really finds God like everybody else does, or dies.
Or Coleman Domingo comes in and saves the day.
No.
No, he rescues her and adopts her or whatever.
Sure.
My man Coleman's too busy on that Oscar campaign for Michael.
Honestly, yeah. He'll probably show up in one more episode and that's it.
Coleman got too expensive. The price of the brick went up.
Exactly.
All right, but that was 304 of Euphoria. It's been a interesting ride the last couple episodes, to say the least. But moving on to the first of our two season finales that we've gotten this week. We've got the season finale of Maul Shadow Lord. We have episode 109, which was titled Strange Allies, which we speculated was referring to Dryden Voss, who was a character from Solo, a Star Wars story. But I kind of called it right in that this is Maul, Devin and Docky, along with that whole crew with Lawson and Two Boots, them teaming up to like escape the planet together. And I love this show because it kind of exists in that gray area between the Jedi and the Sith. It's like existing in that kind of messy underworld. And on top of that, what the show really does well is its action, especially basically all of episode 9 is just a chase, seeing the growing camaraderie between Maul's crew and Lawson's crew, especially with Devin and Docky. And you see like the kind of begrudging respect that Maul has for both Devin and Docky, which I thought was fascinating to watch.
And I like that too. Yeah, I like the show because it shows that Maul isn't completely just evil guy. You know, he's a very multifaceted, layered character in this. You know, he's like, I ain't got no, I just want to get out of here. So
yeah, and that's
very fun to see him as an anti-hero.
Yeah, and Maul is such an endlessly fascinating character. On top of that, you know, he's a former Lord of the Sith. You gotta do some aura farming.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
you got a double-bladed lightsaber. You got to aura.
I think this episode, because Sam Witwer, who's the voice of Maul, he also famously voiced Starkiller in the Force Unleashed video game. Yeah. We get some throwbacks to that. We get some of the finishing moves from that game, which
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, close enough. Welcome back, Starkiller.
Yeah. Hey, if we get a remaster, you know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. But yeah, I loved the action in this episode. I loved teaming up. I'm always a fan of when the bad guy teams up with the good guys. And yeah, I was really shocked by Devin in these 2 episodes. Also came out on May the 4th. But yeah.
Peep the Star Wars Hawaiian shirt.
You know, May the 4th be with you all. Hope you had a good one. But yeah, I really love this dynamic in this episode. And when we get to episove 10, I'll dive more into it because some cool shit happens.
Yeah, and speaking of the dynamic, seeing all of these characters that at one point were on opposing sides, seeing them have to come together to fight a common enemy. Because in any time the Empire is introduced in Star Wars media, especially in this period of time between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, that adds new layers of complexity to every situation that goes on both sides of like the law and order in this world. And seeing shit like this is so goddamn cool.
Yeah. The firefight in between the lightsaber battle.
It's like, God, I want to
I need that. Yeah.
I want to hang it in the Louvre because that is a work of art.
It was amazing. Beautiful. Just shout out to the animators, the real MVPs. Just incredible work.
And just like, I want to touch on what you guys are saying, like just seeing Maul as more of a multifaceted, complex character. Like, I love that he's losing so much of his crew in episode 9. And exactly. He's not going to be the type of guy to show that he actually cares for his crew. But when like Spybot dies,
you
like
felt it.
Maul's reaction. I felt it. I was like, no, Spybot, I loved you. But yeah, just seeing Maul's reaction to that, and like even like when Rook dies very very scarily at the ending of episode 9, just Maul being like, yeah, he is completely on his back foot, like only has Lawson, Devin, and Docky by his side now.
Right.
Yeah, and like throughout the season, Maul has had like a couple of fellow Dathomiri Knight brothers in his crew. And at this point in episode 9, all of them have died. So it's interesting because, you know, famously in Clone Wars, towards the end of that series, Grievous basically commits genocide on Dathomir, kills all of the Night Sisters, all of the Night Brothers. So it was like the last little piece of Maul's home, and I'm curious to see if they explore that next season.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to, especially with again in Clone Wars when the Emperor took out Maul's brother Savage. Like I can't help but think that like Maul seeing like Icarus and Scorn die, just thinking of like Savage and the rest of his home.
Yeah, and speaking of, the episode 109 ends with you know, them getting out of the cave, them evading the Inquisitors and the Empire, and then they get into this forest, and nope.
Guess who's here?
Is Darth Vader?
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, what? Wrong clip.
Daddy's home. And this is young Vader too. This is like year 1 Vader. So
in his prime, man.
Like, I know Maul in his internal monologue was just going to like the what's left of the survivors crew and just telling them,
Can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
Never kills him. It kills me every time. It's great.
God, it hits every time. But yeah, it's like this is I think this is supposed to be like a year or maybe 2 years after Revenge of the Sith. So Vader is like 23 years old. He is young. He is still like kind of virile, and he is furious. And what I love about this is that to him, Maul is basically an ant. And so are Devin and Docky. So he doesn't even give them the courtesy of a word of dialogue, or bothering
just
to
that
do
breathing. That's all you
bothering to do a two-handed grip during the entire fight between all of them.
Yeah,
it's like Anakin was thinking, like, "Oh, you thought I forgot what happened in that desert? Kill me?
I didn't forget. We've been holding on to that for years."
What we talked about when we get to his boss fights in both the Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor games. It's like, no, you're not winning. That's not a health bar. That's his
There's no defeating.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I was like, Devin was so ballsy. She's going one-on-one with Vader. Hey, I'm taking on the Inquisitors. I'm like, damn, girl. she was, and she, you know, there were hints of her, you know, embracing the darkness. You know, there was a scream of her yelling, you know, come on. So, you know, the temptation and the, you know, the, as we all know with Star Wars, the seduction of the dark side is a pathway to many abilities some would consider to be unnatural. So it was Devin wrestling with that, having dreams, and Maul trying to convince her. And I always think that's a fascinating dynamic in Star Wars. The balance
that's some of my favorite Star Wars media, like stuff like Empire Strikes Back, like parts of Return of the Jedi, even The Last Jedi, it touches on it, and especially in Jedi Survivor. I really love when Star Wars takes the time to explore the temptation of the dark side beyond just dark side bad.
Dark side cool.
They need to it every time they do it, it reminds me of freaking Walk Hard. It's like, it's the dark side of the force, Kevin. You don't want no part of this.
You don't want no part of this.
I was just saying that watching Revenge of the Sith this week, just like, you know, that's what Palpatine is doing. Is like, you can bring people back to life. It's a nightmare.
Get really strong, and you can shoot force lightning, and you get like a really sick red lightsaber.
I don't know, man. It sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty
cool.
Good. I don't want it.
Actually sounds pretty cool, but so much of, I think, what makes this show fascinating is that by episode 10, Maul does have respect for Daki. And even
Yeah.
in the whole like chase scene during it, he like calls out Rook Cast for like so when should we take care of the old man? His like,
Right.
hey, he
He's
is
a
a
Jedi Master.
master. Give him the respect he deserves.
Right.
Yes.
It was
Like,
like that scene
that's-
in X-Men 3 when I forgot Pyro was like talking shit about Professor X and Magneto's
Oh
like,
yeah.
Charles
man
Xavier
has
was the
done
greatest
more.
man who ever lived.
Yeah, which makes the because at one point the two Jedi are separated. Maul is paired with Daki. They fight Vader together, and Devin takes on both of the Inquisitors by herself, and does fairly well. But there comes to a point of both fights where Maul, Daki, and Vader are all fighting together, and Daki and Maul are like kind of butting heads of, hey, if we fight together, we have a chance. They do not.
Of course.
Yeah, that's probably like my
Maul
favorite.
Maul is just like,
aspect.
he knows how you fight. We got to embrace the dark side and we'll
Right.
win. No, you will not.
Yeah.
I
I
think,
think yeah, especially Daki, I gotta apologize to you. At the beginning of the season, I thought you were gonna be dead by episode 4. I'm so happy he made it all the way through the season. But I love
which
his
makes
philosophy arguing with Maul.
Yeah, which makes Maul's choice. I don't have to like it. I hate the choice that he makes, but it makes sense in character.
Right.
Because so much of the season is him trying to find an ally, find an apprentice to take on Darth Sidious. But the choice that he makes, because he knows it'll push Devin closer to the dark side, he throws Daki under the bus.
Yeah.
He wants Devin more than he wants
Daki. Yeah. Young, impressionable minds.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, that's cold. And another thing,
Lawson's the only one who
season
sees it.
2. Lawson sees it, and Lawson, we don't see a body at the end of the season.
See no damn
Nobody,
body.
no face, no case.
Yep.
And you don't get an actor like Wagner Moura and only have him in for a one and done.
Hell no.
Not one season.
Nah, come on, man. That's money. You know what I'm
But that is laying the groundwork for season 2, because they Maul, the entire crew, they escape, they get off planet, and Devin finally agrees to be Maul's apprentice.
That moment when Maul throws her the lightsaber too, like that, it's just she's all in now.
Yeah. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. And who knows how many Jedi are out there? You know?
No, I mean, I'm very excited for that.
And by the time Rebels comes around, Maul is alone again. And I keep remembering this clip that's been circulating online of Freddie Prinze Jr. ranting about Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I just retweeted it. That's my favorite.
It's such a great clip. And he is 100% right, because that is the tragedy of the character of Maul, is that he is Sisyphus. He is born to lose. He thinks he is the main character, but he is just a footnote in others' stories.
Yeah.
God, I wish you could play that. It's like 5 minutes.
I love him to just be like, "Fuck you, George Lucas said it."
It's for kids. You don't like it because
read your Greek mythology, like George Lucas.
You're just mad because the Millennium Falcon went to the girl.
It's okay, but no, I love that so much, and I think the thing that had me most interested in this series to begin with is just seeing that in between period of the end of Clone Wars, and seeing like how Maul possibly gets to where we see him by the end of Solo, the secret boss of Crimson Dawn, and like working in the shadows a little bit more.
I wonder where that Solo ending was gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I'll never know.
Talking to Khaleesi, and he was like, we have plans together.
Yeah, and the character Dryden Voss, who unfortunately is not voiced by
Not Paul Bettany.
I wish he was
show.
voiced by Paul Bettany. Yeah, the guy.
Not even a guy who
Yeah.
sounds remotely like him.
No.
Okay. Paul must have been too
Which
expensive.
that's a bit of a shame. But it's kind of interesting because he's the leader of Crimson Dawn that we meet in Solo, and the condition for his help is that Maul kills the current leader and makes Dryden the new leader. Which I'm guessing that's what we're gonna see a little bit of in season 2, which has already been announced.
Yeah,
Yep. They're working on
very
it.
excited for
So I'm very, very excited as well. And I'm very curious to see, like you said, how where this takes place in the movie universe and what characters we'll meet. And you'll never know who pops up. So that's always exciting as a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, but that was season 1 of Maul Shadow Lord. It's like I've been, kind of down on Star Wars, especially in live action. The Disney Plus shows, they've been very hit or miss. They've been flashes of brilliance. I really like the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. 3 is kind of trash. Book of Boba Fett kind of sucks. Obi-Wan Kenobi, that one was a letdown.
I've been telling you guys,
really suck.
the best Star Wars is in the animation, man. It's
talk to him. Talk to him, B.
Talk to him.
Been like that for a while, and so yeah, I'm just so glad that we're getting more of this, and I hope. I know we didn't get like a big announcement on May the 4th, but I hope we just get more animated projects in the future. Like, of course, Visions has been great, but Maul coming out and like changing the animation style from what we're used to was a real treat. Yeah,
I was bummed there wasn't any May the 4th announcement. I was expecting like a Starfighter trailer or something, but I agree with both of you guys. Again, when I was doing May the 4th, because I'm a huge dork, it really reminded me how much I love Star Wars. I only watch the good ones, so no Rise of Skywalker, but I was watching like A New Hope. I was like, this is fucking amazing. And it turns 50 next year. Star Wars turns 50 next year, and there are so many worlds and so many genres. It's probably the most malleable pop culture franchise alive, because you can just do so many things with it. Like Mando's a samurai western, Acolyte's a kung fu flick. There's just so many worlds to explore in Star Wars. That's what makes it so unique and different, with all these different creatives coming on board and bringing their vision to it. And especially with Maul, not a lot of jokes, very serious drama, crime, thriller.
It's straightforward, straight,
and it's both. And I think and I'm excited for the future of Star Wars, just to see it grow and develop, and hopefully live action they get it right again.
We just gotta I'm not as excited for Mandalorian and Grogu. I hope I am wrong.
I don't care. I said all that, and I don't care about Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, I want to care, but I can't.
At home. Show me the Rey movies. You know what I'm saying? Show me. I mean, I wish we got that Ben Solo movie.
Don't get me started.
We could have a whole different pod on Star Wars movies that
canceled Star Wars projects.
Yeah, we could go on and on about all of the potential great Star Wars projects. And you know what? If you want to see that, let us know in the comments on YouTube, Twitch. Let us know, because we never know.
Yeah, for example, I want to see the Lando movie or show, whatever Donald Glover is doing with that. So, that all these characters are just rich for potential.
Yeah, but that was season 1 of Maul Shadow Lord. It's some peak television, peak animation television, especially if you've been kind of let down by the state of Star Wars lately, like I have.
What was the last great Star Wars thing you loved live action?
Ooh.
Revenge of the Sith.
It might be The Last Jedi.
2? Oh, Last Jedi.
Okay. Yeah, same. Yeah.
But that was Maul. Moving on to our other Disney Plus season finale, we have Daredevil Born Again. So where we left off last episode, the trial of Karen Page has moved on to a recess. The AVTF kind of took a shot at Matt and Kirsten. They both lived. Matt's injured, but who comes to rescue him but Jessica Jones? And of course the trial continues, and the defense The defense, Your Honor, we call Wilson Fisk to
To
the
our
stand.
port.
Ugh.
All you need to know is that I'm running this city and it's thriving. Anything else is above your pay grade, little man.
Your video proves no wrongdoing by the mayor. It's
like-
it's all hearsay.
Correct, but we've established there was another witness on that boat, haven't we? A witness who, in fact, is in this courtroom today. Isn't that right, Mr. Mayor?
Ooh. So
Everybody in the audience just like, ooh.
before this season came out, in interviews, both Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio have like made claims that the final episode of the season, there's things that are going to top the "I beat you" monologue at the season 3 finale of the Netflix run.
Mhm.
And this entire time, I was like, okay, there's no fucking way that even is in the realm of possibility. There is no way they could top that. But
then
what they have done in these 2 seasons, and through like establishing the stakes and the continuing building of the rivalry, the beef between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk, and how closely guarded Matt has kept his secret identity, they might have fucking done it. And one of the most game-changing revelations in the street level of MCU, especially because besides Spider-Man, the only other character that had a secret identity was Daredevil. And now
I am Daredevil.
What? Objection. Objection.
Matt outs himself as Daredevil. Because we've been told that this is going to be the end of the Wilson Fisk storyline. So how, outside of killing him, could you possibly do it? And Matt takes the only other card away. And that's just cool.
Is a blind.
That's pretty good.
He's so cool.
It's like,
I love that won everybody over. It's like, wow, he's got good hand-eye coordination skills. He must have
You gotta be
like blind
a
lawyer.
blind guy.
a blind lawyer that can fight. Yeah, that's what
Gotta love it.
But-
I love this city.
That's like the only option. It takes away the only trump card that Fisk has.
Yeah, trump card. Yeah. Anyway.
And I love it. I love that Matt is the one to out himself. I was like thinking going in that like Wilson would be the
Me
one to do
too.
it.
Yeah.
But
It's
Matt
one of
takes it
those
away
things-
from him.
It's one of those things. It kind of it firmly sets this this Daredevil. It firmly sets it in the MCU proper, because we remember how it all kicked off with the ending of the first Iron Man. We're led to believe that okay, we're gonna get this is Tony like spinning some bullshit story to keep the secret identity. No, he ends it with announcing to the public, "I am Iron Man."
Yeah, that's where it all started.
But where that choice, was like played fairly glibly. It was played in the tone of the project that it was, because we've spent 5 seasons of television, and 6 if you count the Defenders, with Matt Murdock, and seeing how closely he has guarded this secret, how much the weight of that choice has, put on to himself and to everybody around him, even using that to build tension throughout the run of both shows between him and Fisk. Seeing that revelation, that changes everything in the streets of the MCU going forward.
Yeah. And the reveal kind of reminded me, like what everything you just said took me back to when he told Foggy, or when Foggy found out. And like how most of that episode wasn't even action focused. It was about these 2 characters coming to terms with
just talking.
Right. And how devastated Foggy was. And I feel like Matt blames himself for that tremendously, for pulling Foggy and Karen into this world of his. Like, Daredevil just has bad luck.
Always.
Just, girlfriend troubles, just, the police are trying to kill him, and it's just the weight of that identity, like keeping that secret, like you said, just such a weight. And I love how, like, when he revealed himself, it didn't make anything better. If anything, it made things worse.
Yeah.
And he has to find a new way to deal with these problems. Like, one problem ends and another one begins. And I feel like that's great.
Yeah, but kind of like what we were talking about with Maul and the Sisyphus comparison. I feel like that's kind of the curse Matt Murdock is like doomed to, because
Mhm.
so much of his character is tied to his faith and his religion and his absolute
Right.
refusal to kill, because he believes so much in redemption,
Mhm.
in retribution, in grace, which we'll get into when we get to where both Matt and Fisk's plot lines end this season. He believes in it so much he refuses to take a life, very often to his own detriment.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, and I love. I think that the biggest aspect for me is like that I love about this season is we see so much as Matt as Daredevil that by
Mhm.
the time they get to these last two episodes, especially this finale,
Mhm.
seeing him lawyer it up as Matt
Yeah,
feels so triumphant.
Yes.
it's like watching the first run of the Netflix show, and
Yeah.
they spent so many of the first couple episodes establishing Matt Murdock as the action hero. And so in
Mhm.
so much superhero media, their entire identity is rooted in their secret identity. It's like
Mhm.
everything else kind of falls by the wayside, especially, with characters that have secret identities, that it's kind of refreshing to see a guy who is as competent and as great of a lawyer as Matt Murdock is. And it made me miss so much of it, especially
Right.
in these
Same.
last two episodes, getting to see lawyer Matt.
And in half the episode, I believe is the case.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know,
Yeah.
and we don't get into the action until like the second half, when the case is
All hell breaks loose.
the case is dismissed.
Mhm.
They get Fisk the fuck up out of here. Karen is free to go,
Uh-huh.
and like Brandon said, all hell breaks loose. There's chaos in the
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah, I think somebody online called it the woke January 6th.
Yes,
Yep.
the
Exactly.
people
Exactly
in the
what it
streets of New
is.
York are dressed in Daredevil masks, and it's a war between the
Mhm.
people in the AV. How do you say it? ATVF? Did I say it right?
Anti-vigilante task force. So
Yeah,
ATF. Yeah.
before all of that kicks off, we have
Hmm.
Wilson having one of his guys dress up as Bullseye to take a shot at
Mhm.
Murdoch as he's leaving the courthouse. But who intervenes? But the OG,
Actual
My boy.
Bullseye.
Poser.
So good.
Yeah.
And of course, it leads into this standoff inside the courthouse, inside City Hall.
Mhm.
Both sides kind of get their own trademark Daredevil hallway fight with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two fights happening at the
Daredevil,
same time. It's great.
Daredevil and Jessica Jones and White Tiger getting to
White
show
Tiger.
out and kick ass, and also getting a real answer to the question of what would happen if 100 men fought a gorilla with Wilson
Yeah.
Fisk.
Jesus,
Yeah,
man. He
Fisk
was
just breaks. He
tearing
just
through them. My favorite, I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio's been great, like since he got the role. But I love when he
Yes.
opens the door and he's like, "Boo!"
Boo.
He like punches him. So good.
Just goes across the hallway. It's like he's knocking people
Yeah.
into the wall. He's breaking people's necks. He's just
Yeah.
on the loose. He has lost everything and is just like a bull in a china shop. He is just off.
And yeah, we get, and the showrunner Dario Scarpinati, they've been very upfront about how they've written Wilson Fisk in this run of the show, and that he is very much a parallel to Donald Trump.
Yes.
And I feel like that really comes to a head in this final in this finale, where we have pretty much everything come to a head with him. It's like he's lost everything, all of his credibility is gone, but he's just absolutely refusing to back down.
The walls are
Mhm.
closing in. Your boy
Yeah,
Buck got shot.
The governor even comes in, or no, it was his assistant being like, "Yeah, I mean, the only way you're gonna get out of this if you take the deal. Just live in exile,
Take the deal,
resign."
renounce your citizenship, leave New York, and
Exactly.
we won't press charges.
Right.
And Wilson's like, "Nah, not
Nah,
gonna do
Just
that.
declines the call.
Not gonna do it."
Yeah, it's just the hard-headedness, just like you said, the
Mhm.
refusal to quit, the refusal to bow down. That
Exactly.
along
Yeah,
with some other politicians we know.
which makes the final confrontation between Matt and Daredevil hit so hard, because
Yeah.
even they said it in I think it was episode 6, where they had
Yeah.
their first fight since season 3, that
Yep.
we both know how this ends. We're going to destroy each other, and we are going to take New York with us. And because both of them do, I think, both of them love the city in their own way. Even Wilson. And so much of it is just, when I was a boy.
I will not fail you. Yeah, he's great.
And so much of it is that kind of like just toxic refusal to let go of what you love. And in that way, that makes the finale very powerful, and seeing a lot of criticism online because what's stopping Fisk from just doing this again? And that's just comic books.
Yeah. Comic books are just anime. I remember there were like people like complaining about like they're fighting again. Yes.
It's wrestling, it's comics, it's anime. Like you said, these characters are destined to be intertwined.
And also, until 3 years ago, we didn't know if Daredevil was ever going to come back. If Charlie Cox was ever going to come back as Matt Murdock. We didn't know if Vincent D'Onofrio was ever going to come back as the character.
And now Aaron Page was coming back.
Yeah, now we're getting like full blown, 2 full seasons of Cox and D'Onofrio back as Daredevil and Kingpin. We're getting Jessica Jones returning. We get a surprise cameo in this episode. We get the return of Luke Cage.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah,
baby. Sweet Christmas.
Yep. Luke Cage returns. He was working with Matthew Lillard's Mr. Charles, and he said that they found somebody else, and it was Dex because of
Bullseye.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So that's what I'm most excited about for season 3 and beyond. And I love that Disney is now all in on the Netflix universe. So I'm really excited to see these characters intertwine and come back. I don't want a cameo palooza. I know people were pissed off at the finale because they're like, "Oh man, nobody else showed up." Like, I don't want that. That's all it's never going to be Endgame again.
Like, it's like you can never replicate the charm and the appeal and the surprise of Avengers Endgame. Even then, even with the cameo paloozas that did work, like Spider-Man No Way Home. Even that was that was like the worst kept secret in all of Hollywood.
Yeah.
2, even with those cameos, it was still meant to be Tom Holland's story.
Yeah, it was essential to the plot. Like Tom and Toby and Andrew just were like, "Oh, easy paycheck." Like these characters ended up influencing this version of Peter and helping him through this tragedy. I just don't want like a TV special. Like, hey, it's the Avengers miniseries. Like, I just don't want that for the Netflix series. I think Daredevil should be its own thing. And I don't want him in the Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not to say that, you couldn't potentially do a show with all of the Netflix characters together, maybe do it right this time.
Do it better. Yeah.
Because, so much of what is being set up is, because at the end of the episode, Matt's arrested for Daredevil's crimes, and we get set up for the Devil in Cell Block D story from the comics.
Yes. With a great needle
back in prison.
With a great Radiohead needle drop. Needlehead, that's their second band. But yeah, I'm just the way they set this up. And Fisk is he's in exile. He's moved away, and he sees a vision of Vanessa at the beach, and it's very powerful stuff. And Karen has to rectify with this. BB moved into her uncle Ben Urich's office. Heather is rectifying with she's just going crazy. Just
she's musing. She's doing the muse.
She's musing. She is musing.
Heather puts on the muse mask, and when she looks in the mirror, she just sees her normal self. So her mind is just completely gone. And
she throat chops a guy in this episode. That was great.
She does. It was like, I mean, yeah.
It's like if I had one complaint about this season, I do wish we got to see a little bit more of Margarita Levieva in this role, because I think she's very talented and also fine.
Very pretty.
Yes.
Since Adventureland,
I was never as attracted to her as when she's looking crazy in that mirror. But
have you seen Adventureland?
I have.
A long time ago.
Holy shit.
Wait, she was the girl in Adventureland?
Yeah, she was a hot girl.
Oh,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
gotta rewatch that now.
But
But
Same.
yeah, again, I think she's a very talented actress. I'm curious where they take her Muse storyline, because I know in the comics Muse has like supernatural connections, which we didn't get explored much in this show.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
I'm very interested to see where she goes, and just like villains in general, like you said, like this is kind of the putting a closing a chapter on the Wilson Fisk and Matt kind of rivalry. So I'm excited to see what other villains kind of pop up in that absence of power. You know, every time Kingpin kind of steps away, there's somebody else that's trying to snatch the crown or take advantage of the situation. So with Matt in jail, I'm curious who we see antagonizing
take over
our
the city
heroes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's
like
good potential for a lot of the other gangs.
Yeah, and what I hope for next season, just to give my like wish list, besides stuff that was given away by set photos and like
by Mike Coulter himself,
by Mike Coulter.
Mike, Kevin Feige is
he was excited.
Kevin Feige was in his house that night, just like cutting on a light. It was like, so, Mr. Coulter, I am not here to threaten you. I'm here to kill you.
Delete the Instagram.
It's too late. It's too late. It's gone.
Down there now. Everybody knows.
My wish list, because we've seen countless superhero and comic shows set up, potentially like game-changing stakes for a next season, only to completely reset the status quo on by the end of the pilot. One that comes to mind a lot is the Flash. Like it had two potential like series changing setups, like with Flashpoint, only to undo it the very next episode, or Barry is stuck in the Speed Force, only to undo it the very next episode. And I hope that if we don't keep Matt in prison for the entire third season, at least half. At least like half of the
he's
third
going to get out. Someone's going to bring him out. Like,
he's going to get out, or he's going to get like exonerated or something.
Yeah, I'm very. I again, Daredevil is just so much lore and so many cool characters. There's just so many ways you could go with this story, and I'm excited to see. I don't know. Hey, maybe Elektra comes back. Who knows?
They are shooting in New York, and Elodie Young is
is in
on
New York.
In New York,
tagged in New York. So put two and two together. There's also the possibility that characters from the show appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day. We do see the hand in the trailer for that.
Yep.
Matt Murdock may or may not be in the new movie.
Yeah, I mean, we do see seeing a Spider-Man in jail,
fighting
the hand. So
again, like No Way Home, worst kept secrets.
Yeah.
But that was Daredevil Born Again, the season finale. Just to give your final thoughts on the episode and your thoughts on the season overall, having watched all 8 episodes, and finally get to shove it in Hunter's face that that motherfucker got all the episodes weeks ago.
Man, fuck
like,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're referring to Hunter, our great friend from the Real Pineapple.
Josh Hunter, yes sir.
On all the social media, J Hunter Real Pineapple on Twitter and such. But Brandon, what are your thoughts on season 2 as a whole?
I was a huge fan of it, especially coming off the we talked about it before, the Frankenstein-esque season of the first Born Again. This show just felt so much more confident in itself and what it was doing. Like, it's not trying to recreate the Netflix stuff. It's definitely calling back to some of that, but like it's gotten its own identity, I think, now.
Exactly.
And I just very much enjoyed seeing Matt like full Daredevil most of the season. I love seeing Jessica back. Deborah Ann Wool, underrated like presence.
MVP.
So great this season. But yeah, I very much enjoy Born Again season 2. I think people have problems with season 1. Like, this one definitely irons them out. If I had only one nitpick, and this is just always a streaming nitpick, I wish we had like a couple extra episodes to sit with these characters a bit more, because like things move pretty fast, like episode to episode. Like something's always moving it forward. And I just wish we had like a little bit of downtime. But otherwise, like, yeah, can't complain. Very great second season.
All right, Marco, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I echo everything Brandon just said. I thought I liked Born Again season 1. I thought it was fine. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this season, it felt like everybody had something to prove. Like everybody leveled up. You know, Charlie Cox, Deborah Ann Wall, especially her Karen Page has easily outraced her comic counterpart.
Oh yeah,
and,
comic counterpart's long dead.
Yeah, Karen is still. I thought Karen was going to bite it this season, but you know, Wilson Bethel as Bullseye, probably one of my favorite comic book villains ever right now.
Yeah,
he's so fun and so charismatic, and clearly having a ball.
Yeah,
I hope I get to see that guy in more stuff soon.
Yeah, I just love the lore that he was one of the guys on the short list for Captain America when they were casting that. And I kind of want to take a peek into that alternate timeline where Wilson Bethel played Cap.
What could have been? And again, yeah, I mean, Michael Gandolfini, Margarita Levita, just all of these actors really leveled up and really brought their A game. And I mean, I know award shows hate comic books, but some of these guys need some recognition, especially D'Onofrio, who has been amazing as Kingpin for like 10 years now. And it's just Daredevil was one of my favorite comic book characters, and this is like one of my favorite comic book shows on right now. Like point blank, this is up there for Invincible and The Boys. It really pays homage to this character. It really does him right. And I'm so happy that they got their confidence back. I'm so happy that Disney is all in on these characters now, and I can only hope for a better season 3.
Yeah, and just to get to my final thoughts, and yeah, this has been a fantastic season to watch. I love the original Netflix run of Daredevil. I remember being sick at home when that first season dropped on Netflix, and just like spending the entire day just binge watching that show, and it just falling in love with the character who I only really knew from the Ben Affleck movie. And getting to see this whole different side of him, and seeing an actor like Charlie Cox really embody Matt Murdock and embody Matt Murdock, warts and all, especially seeing how that dynamic plays with Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk, which those are two all-time comic book castings. And this season, I don't think it comes as close to the highs of the Netflix run of the show. I do think that there are pacing problems. I think the season moves a little too fast. It doesn't give characters time to breathe. I do think the improvement in writing as far as the side characters, I think that's a huge step up from season 1. The performances from Michael Gandolfini giving depth to a character I couldn't stand in the first season. Seeing his dynamic with BB, that was one of the highlights of the season. His and seeing the stakes and leveling up tension, seeing how that this show is not only giving a satisfying conclusion to the Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock story, but setting the stakes and changing the nature of what this show could possibly be for its third season.
I agree. Like, I
think a mark of a great season finale is get me clamoring for more. Just end the season, and it's like, okay, I gotta wait a year for season 3, and it's like, I want it now.
Also, shout out to Matthew Lillard, Mr. Charles, very fun character who I'm looking to see more of. And I mean, Hawkeye. I'm alluding to Hawkeye Bullseye arc. That's what I'm thinking. Is Bullseye going to be an anti-hero, or is he going to join the Thunderbolts? That's a character I'm really excited to see move forward. What crazy shit he's up to next.
Yeah, but that was Daredevil Born Again season 2. I don't know if I would go quite peak TV with this. I do think the show, I think it moves a little too fast. I do wish it like took more time for characters to breathe. Like as much as I love Margarita Levieva's performance in both seasons of the show, I do think the turn to Muse, I feel like if she had more screen time in between episode appearances, it would have sat better for me.
Yeah.
Like she only gets like every episode she gets like one crazy scene. And I kind of wanted to dig deeper into that trauma and how that really affected her.
Yeah.
But there was only 8 episodes and each one is like barely pushing like 47 to like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the 8 episode thing. I really do.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I think it's been a great season to TV. I'd say on the afternoon tune scale, I'd say this is a strong tune in for me.
Yeah, tune in.
I agree. Right there with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that was Daredevil Born Again Season 2, a fantastic season of television. It's been an absolute pleasure breaking it down these last couple weeks. And just like with Maul, I'm sad to see it go. But you know, don't be sad, it's over. Be happy it happened.
Exactly.
But moving on to the final episode of TV on our discussion, we got the newest episode of The Boys. Brandon, I know you didn't watch it, so here's your chance if you want to get out now.
All right, you guys have a good time talking to boys while I watch The Boys. Thank you for having me as always.
Love you, man.
Love you guys. Peace.
Love you too, man.
Well, let's get into it.
Fuck off now. Go, Eve.
Diabolical.
Fucking diabolical.
All right, mate.
All right.
I was turning into Ben Mendelsohn.
But
you'd be a great butcher. Oi, mate, you don't have any Gen V, do you, mate?
You don't have any of that compound V, mate. But yeah, that's like Butcher's accent. It's kind of all over the place. I think intentionally. It's like
little Jack Sparrow, little this, little that.
Huey, Homelander killed me wife and took me bloody son.
Don't be a cunt. Sorry to everybody who didn't like that word.
Moving on to episode 6 of the final season of The Boys. So the last couple episodes were kind of they were
middling. They were treading ground,
kind of treading water. Just they were more character focused instead of pushing plot forward, which, you know, I don't usually have a problem with, but especially because this is like the 6th episode of an 8-episode season. Now it's time to move the plot forward, and we finally get the resolution of like Sage. She's, you know, testing and, you know, intentionally failing to test V1. They finally meet Bombsight, who is the character that we've heard the last 2 episodes is the only person that has the last dose of V1 that will like render Homelander immune to the virus and make him immortal. We get more of the Deep in Black Noir's like game of one-upsmanship, and Sage like moving forward on her plan, which last episode was revealed that let the suit killing virus get out into the world and the entire planet, and then hide out in a bunker.
Yeah, she just wants to be left alone. She's like, she's like, I enjoy solitude. And I mean, I don't blame her. But I mean, you know, I'm trying to see where her wheels are cooking at, because in this episode, she pretty much is playing not only the 7, but the boys. She gets to hang out with them for a bit. And it's great. We don't get to see, you know, a lot of these characters interact. So I was really excited to see like Laz Alonso and Susan Hayward have this kind of back and forth on their philosophies, and, you know, trying to figure her out. Like, what are you really doing? What is this all about? And and she's working the wheels. She's working Ashley. She's working Homelander. She's working Soldier Boy.
Yeah, it's like she enlisted Ashley, or, you know, more accurately Bashley, the more you know, forward thinking version of Ashley, the kind of tumor that grew out of the back of her head that can read minds. And so she has her read Soldier Boy's mind, because like a whole thing in her plan is to like turn Homelander and Soldier Boy against each other. And she tries that by pitting them against each other and like leaving behind a video of a sex tape of Homelander and Stormfront when she was like
you
know, barely alive.
Yeah, it was creepy. It was weird. I'm glad they didn't show that.
I'm glad we didn't see that. The show,
Yeah.
The Boys shows a lot of gross things, but thank God for restraint in that regard. And we
Kripke
see
was like,
more,
that's too much.
and something that I haven't been as crazy of in this final season is that, this is supposed to be the final season of these characters. And we spent a lot of time, especially in the last 3 episodes, setting up the spin-off prequel that's coming out, Vought Rising. Because, the character Bombsight, who in the show is played by Mason Dye, he's like appeared multiple times in this. He's been name dropped, and he's a big focal point of this episode. We also, Private Angel, who's another character that's going to appear, and I think the character's name's Torpedo, and of course Soldier Boy and Aya Cash as Liberty, or Clara Vought, who was revealed to be Frederick Vaught's wife in season 2 of The Boys. She's going to have a major role in that, and so much of the last couple episodes is setting up the weird dynamic between both Soldier Boy and Stormfront, and also Homelander and Stormfront.
Yeah, they're dropping a lot of Easter eggs, because turns out Soldier Boy was in love with her, and he finds out that Homelander and Stormfront had a little bit of an intimate relationship, and he was pissed, but he works through it. It's very interesting to see this character kind of grow. He's still a arrogant, pissed off asshole, but he kind of looks at Homelander like, all right, I kind of get it now. You're weird.
It's not so much seeing that, you're my son, I love you. It's more seeing, I think, a little pieces of what Stormfront saw in Homelander. And
the tenacity, again, like Trump, refusing to lose.
And we'll get into it when we get to the ending of this episode. But also returning, we have the great Paul Reiser as the Legend.
Yes, Paul Reiser, who is incredible.
We get some digs at the Nicole Kidman AMC ad, because his character is on the outs with Vought, so he got a job working at the VMC theaters.
Yeah, the great Firecracker, may she rest in peace, does a good Nicole Kidman parody. I love that. And Paul Reiser is teaming up with the boys. They're trying to get some V1, trying to get some answers. So they go to a Soup retirement home. Him and Kimiko, and they meet some colorful characters in there.
Most notably Golden Geisha, who was name dropped in season 3 as a former lover of the Legend, and we learned that she was the lover of Bombsight. And the reason that he stole the V1 in the first place, because if you haven't been paying attention so far, that V1 stops you from aging. So, if you manage to stay alive, if you don't, pierce the skin or get mortally injured on V1, you'll essentially be immortal.
Right. And that was the big deal for Bombsight, because he loved Golden Geisha and wanted to live forever. But Golden Geisha is now elderly and embracing, what it is. She's like, there's too much pressure. I would rather be old than, live forever, and watch my friend die.
Yeah. It's that classic, of, line in a lot of fiction about questions of immortality and questions of embracing death and what that would look like. And they come along with, and Geisha is kind of mirroring the dilemma that both Annie and Kimiko are having, because Huey and Frenchie, they want to get their hands on the V1 to give it to them, so they'd be immune to the virus. But we learn in this episode that Kimiko and Annie already talked about it. They said that they don't want to take it because they don't want to stand by and watch Frenchie and Huey die.
Yeah,
and they'd be immortal.
Yeah, and that's been a big deal for Kimiko this season, rectifying, because we've just seen her as this silent assassin, and now that she's having her own internal thoughts and dialogue, she's really kind of rectifying with the killer she was. And and there's a scene where they have to fight a bunch of old people, and she doesn't want to kill anybody. And Butcher's like, "What are you talking about? What are you doing?" Instead, to fight a man with a very elastic nuts. I'll say
Yeah, it's another character that calling back to Love Sausage, who died in the premiere episode.
yeah, a lot of
And also we get I think in one of the in season 4 we saw like an Apache chief knockoff with a clearly white dude in a Native American indigenous headdress. And we see the old version of that character.
Oh, so funny. It was so good. And just the satire of these characters and just how they're constantly picking at Hollywood culture is what makes the boys sing. Because you're like, yeah, Hollywood is really weird like that. And
and for as kind of loud and gross out and ostentatious as the boys is as a show, it always hits when it goes into those deeper themes. And that was, I think, one of the highlights of the episode is the conversation that Kimiko has with the Golden Geisha.
Two Asian actors.
Yeah,
and she said,
two Asian actors, and getting to speak to, it's like, I know there were offensive Asian stereotypes, but when you're a kid, it just means a lot to see a character look like you.
Representation matters. And I love that Kimiko had that moment with her. And, just to see, I know people don't like Kimiko talking. I don't mind it. I'm just happy Karen Fukuhara got something to do this season. But, seeing her kind of reflect on who she was and how to move forward, especially with these boys, and seeing somebody, it's like looking in a mirror. She's like, that's who I want to be. I want to be old. I want to live. I want to have a full life. And she's been talking about kids and having her own house and all that stuff. And it really kind of sits with you, because not all these characters are comfortable being monsters. Kimiko especially. Butcher is cool. He loves it. But Butcher, everybody else is starting to doubt.
Butcher and even Mother's Milk is starting to like dip into that territory.
The legend says to him he says to Mother's Milk, like, you sound crazy. Are you okay? Like people, like half of the boys are leaning towards the dark side and half of the boys are conflicted and wanting to move forward and seeing where they go from here.
Yeah, and the legend, he kind of goes away from the boys, and then of course Homelander catches up with him, and that leads to, if there is an MVP in this episode besides Golden Geisha, it is probably Paul Reiser.
Absolutely.
And every time there's a scene with Homelander and another character, especially knowing this is the final season, you're never at ease. But Reiser in The Legend does something so brilliant because he's a character that's been around. He's a character that's kind of like a parody of Hollywood agents and dealing with talent and eccentric people. And he just talks to Homelander like a person. And that's uncharacteristic restraint from Homelander.
Yeah.
You're scared of me. You're not scared of me.
No, I'm not scared of you. I feel for you, kid. I do. I mean, you're a fucking whack job. But, that's talent. So, no surprise there. So, there you go. Do what you gotta do.
You can go.
I can go.
Leave no words. Just go now. Go. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, that's like the only guy to like talk straight up to him.
Firecracker, that's all you had to do.
Yeah, so hey, I feel for you. I'm sorry about your life. But,
so much of that monologue that Reiser gives, it's about, look at all the old soups in that retirement home. Every one of them had their moment in the spotlight. But the way time moves on, especially in the world of entertainment, people get pushed out. It happens to everybody.
There's always a new hot young talent on the scene. Suddenly you're old news, and that's just the way it is. And I do like moments when Homelander is reflecting on what's left of his humanity, if there's anything left in there. And like anytime he gets talked to, I think Riser was the first guy to talk straight to him. He's not putting him down. He's not saying like you're an insect, you're insignificant, you're nothing.
It was like there's very few characters that Homelander has genuine respect for. And it was like one of them was Madeline Stillwell, the other is Stan Edgar. But every time Edgar talks to him, it's always just putting him down and always talking to him like a disappointed dad. But Riser, I think, is the first character to actually just talk to him like a person.
Right. Not a god. Everybody fears him.
Yeah, and not be scared of him.
Right. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, but that was great. Bombsight, he's introduced. He's played by Mason Dye, who you might remember from the final season of, or was it season 4 of Stranger Things? He was the basketball jock. He was the guy who was hunting down he was the guy hunting down Lucas the entire season.
That's right. Wow. Long way.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've seen him in other stuff. I think I saw him in Warfare last year, the Alex Garland movie.
Okay.
But he's going to be returning in Vought Rising later when that premieres. But saw that relationship with Soldier Boy, seeing that dynamic. It's interesting, and I'd really like to see it play out. But I wish we didn't spend so much time just setting up Vought Rising. If anything, I feel like
me too.
It's kind of a relief that this is the last we see of that storyline, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it ends. Soldier Boy offers to use the radiation blast, take away Bombsight's immortality. Say, all right, go. I'll take away your powers and your immortality. Go be with your girl in exchange for the V1. And up until he has it in his hand and Homelander shows up, we still don't know what Soldier Boy is going to do with it.
Right.
Because Soldier Boy, the last line he says to Homelander before this reunion in the final minutes of the episode is, you don't deserve to live forever.
Yeah, the ending is yeah. Could you just play the "We Are So Fucked" clip again?
Of what we could be. Super live. You know, Clara used to say the craziest shit. That I was the strongest super live. The ultimate expression of what we could be. But she was wrong. She hadn't met you yet.
That's some interesting character shading. That's a dynamic I'm curious to see explored in Vought Rising when that eventually comes. But we get the clip that we've seen in the trailer, and Homelander,
he takes the V.
He gets V1,
and everybody.
And it's like,
can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
Sorry, everybody, if you're sick of that clip, I can't get it.
Yeah, that's okay. The last time I played that,
that was the last one. That was the last one.
But it's so fascinating because this is a character who is, there are so many parallels to, real life political figures. This is a character that we know how dangerous he is, just like at his base level. And now we have he has this MacGuffin that he's been after all season of chasing immortality. And I think this is the first time ever that we see Butcher actually scared of Homelander.
Yeah, the boys are scared shitless. Even Sister Sage was like, I didn't know he was going to do that. But I think she's bluffing.
It's a classic super genius, like, I know how to pit people against each other, never taking into account human emotion.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Speaking of human emotion, the Deep. Yeah.
Oh, that fucking guy.
This fucking guy is out of control. If just to go back on the political comparison,
the man very much like we saw last week with Firecracker, of like trading bits and bits of her soul away for proximity to power. And the Deep is already a very like a weak character who is always just gonna flow wherever the power structure goes. He says that, okay, we need you to run an ad for this oil pipeline. Yeah, but the fish aren't gonna like that. It was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were on the boat.
There you go. Yeah, just to go back to the political comparisons, like if Homelander is Trump, then this guy is like fucking like Tucker Carlson. Like whatever he does, he's like, you know what, cool, whatever, bro. Like I'm just, like he's still like joking, like he thinks this is a joke, and we see him snap because him and Black Noir have been at it for a couple of episodes, and last week, as we know, Black Noir was going to get a theater job before the Deep killed him with an eel. So
with an eel.
So Noir's still pissed about that. And after doing the pipeline, Black Noir is like, because what happens is the pipeline breaks and there's an oil spill, killing millions of fish.
Billions of fish.
Millions of fish. I knew it was you, Kevin. That was great. But it turns out that it was Black Noir's doing. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, I killed all your fish. What are you going to do?
So, like, even the Deep was like, I killed one guy. You killed like 1 billion fish.
Sucks to suck. And so the Deep snaps and kills Noir.
Which, yeah, that is something I'm curious to see next episode, because Homelander has achieved this immortality that he's been after. If that's what V1 does to him, that's like kind of one of the big questions left in the season of what exactly that'll do to him.
Right. Does it work? Did Bombsight give him a bad batch?
Because famously V1 was insanely unstable, even in the boys universe. Vought Rising is only going to focus on the first soups to get injected with V, and there's only like 6 of them that were successful.
Right, exactly, and
that we know of.
That we know of, yes. But as we see, the 7 is just falling apart.
It's gone. It's gone. If Homelander even like keeps that around anymore.
Yeah, there's just so much internal conflict. Like bodies are dropping like flies. Everybody's, again, like the White House. Like there's just so much internal tension between these characters. They're not even a team. The 7's supposed to be like a team of people, but Homelander is just so drunk off power, claiming to be a god, and especially with Father, my boy David Diggs, having all these charlatans around him is just warping everybody's brain. And I'm very curious to see where that character goes as the mega preacher. I know he's just like a flunky, but David Diggs is just so fun and talented to watch. Blind spotting and all that.
Yeah, and we get some interesting shading to that character because he, is a character that has a relationship with Annie from her past as somebody on the evangelical circuit. We get mentions of Supersonic, her like boyfriend at the time, and how Father was like a friend and a guide to her. And we get the monologue of, a lot of people like asked me to pray for them, and it went unanswered. And Homelander, he listens to me.
Yep.
And I think we see a lot of people who take Christianity and take religion to those extremes and kind of put a lot of that on these like mega larger than life figures that we see in
right. People just want to believe in something. That doesn't matter who it is. People just want to follow stuff.
Speaking of people that want to believe in something, we got Josh lurking in the chat.
Hi, Josh. Hello.
Hello, man.
How you doing?
Hey, brother. But moving on, is there anything I'm missing from this episode?
I think we got it all. Did we get everything? I think we got everything.
Yeah, I think we covered all of the like major beats of the episode. It's like I'm glad that the plot's kind of moving forward, but I'm really scared for all of the characters that are still left, because there's only
Especially
2
now.
episodes left. And I
Yeah.
think the next episode, if I'm not mistaken, they released the titles for all the episodes early.
Really?
Season 5 episode titles. Yeah, it's like episode. Okay, okay. So the final 2 episodes, they aren't named yet, but this one has been is titled "Though the Heavens Fall."
Oh, yeah. I'm scared for everybody too.
So one of the leaked titles that aren't officially confirmed is one of them is going to be "The Frenchman, the Female, and the Man Called Mother's Milk," which
oh, they're dead. Oh, they're dead.
I know I said I was done with it, but
Can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
Okay.
It's like, okay, last time for real.
Last one. Yeah.
But there's some stuff that we haven't seen from the trailers of season 5 that we haven't gotten to yet. We haven't seen Homelander in the White House. We haven't seen the return of Marie and Jordan from Gen V. We haven't seen some conversations between Huey and Butcher, and we haven't seen let's rally together and go one last job with the entire boys crew yet.
Yeah, so I'm scared for everybody, and yeah, I thought French was gonna die sooner. I'm surprised like the regular folks made it this far.
I think that's why as much as I liked episodes 4 and 5, they use the word filler, but they kind of were filler as far as like the plot of the season going forward.
Yeah, it feels like this season was like they were like 3 episodes in, they're like, oh shit, yeah, this is the end. We got to figure something out. So
we got to figure something out, and we don't want to kill all of our like sympathetic characters too early.
Right, because the bloodbath is coming. Like I know, I feel like the finale is gonna be just ridiculous. And Kripke has said it too. He's like, I really don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to. He didn't use the exact words, but it's like I don't want to do a show where we get to the final season and final episode and we don't kill any of the characters.
Right. Yeah, and funny enough, the finale is going to be in movie theaters. So apparently,
which I might go check it out.
Yeah, I'm into that. I would love to see that. But
bring out my Hawaiian shirt and my trench coat in
there
the
you go.
middle of May in Florida.
Yes, but you're gonna be in a cold theater, so you're fine. But yeah, like the way this season is ramping up towards the finale, I mean, it you should have that feeling of dread and excitement for any show that's announcing its final season, because you bonded with these characters over years, and you're mortified, yet you're curious as to where this plot ends. And again, we've seen shows in the past that haven't exactly stuck the landing.
Yeah,
after
it's like
such years.
Like,
but
you could probably count on like at least I'll give 2 hands of shows that were beloved, that have great final seasons, and especially final episodes.
Right, and especially with this show, which is so cutthroat and so relentless, it adds to that tension of who's gonna make it out, who's gonna bite the dust, and especially now that Homelander has the V1, I'm scared.
Like,
I'm
Marco,
very scared.
Marco, we are
I know.
fucked.
We are fucked. We are indeed fucked. As long as nothing happens to the dog, I'm fine.
Leave Terror alone.
Yeah, as long as Terror makes it out, I'm good. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these good characters don't make it out. Like Huey, I don't know, he's gonna die. Jack Quaid is too pure for this world.
I mean, in the comics, Huey is the sole survivor, and in the comic, Butcher, they kill Homelander before the final issue, but Butcher becomes the main villain, which I don't think they're gonna go that route in the show, because again, we only have 2 episodes left.
That would be ballsy. because we have alluded to Butcher losing his mind due to this tentacle inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because there's always been this underlying bitterness and tension. Like they're working with Butcher against their will, and he's like, we're gonna do it this way. If you don't like it, get the fuck out, and that could bite at you. So I'm very excited to see where Butcher's story ends because he's such a fascinating character. Carl Urban brought so much to that character, and again, it's gonna be sad to see him go. But I love these actors so much that they'll be fine.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I didn't know the Boys comic really well. I'd only
me neither.
Flipped through a couple of the first volume and wasn't really into it. So when they announced the show back in 2019, I was like, all right, this might be something cool. I'll download the episodes and I'll watch it on the plane. And I binged that entire shit in one day. That was like, okay, this show is my entire personality now.
It was such a breath of fresh air when it first came out because we were dealing with Marvel and DC.
Yeah, it was like Avengers Endgame had come out. They'd announced all of the different side projects on that. The Zack Snyder movies were kind of tanking.
Yeah, it was the end of an era. It was kind of like on the decline. We were just kind of moving, and then The Boys was like, an adrenaline shot. It was just so bold and ballsy, and it balanced, the horror of these bloody spectacles with a great, funny, sardonic sense of humor. That it was, it was great. It's about time. It was like the right time for the show to come out because to poke fun at Marvel and to
and we can get into the kind of impact of the show once we get to the finale. But that's been our stream. Came at you with a lot of great stuff. The Boys, the newest episode, setting the stakes, saying goodbye to Maul, Shadow Lord, and Daredevil Born Again, continuing on with Euphoria. But next week on my channel, we have more episodes of the new Euphoria and the new The Boys. But we also got a surprise drop of a special episode of The Bear.
That's right.
With that stars John Barenthal. And also next Tuesday, the 12th, we get The Punisher One Last Kill special that we're going to cover on this channel.
Yeah, big Barenthal day.
Yep, it's like I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to title it because, it's I'm trying to think of clever titles for the streams.
I can't wait.
Yep, but that's it for the show. Marco, let the people know where they can find you at.
Hey, you can find me at JAMARCO Shaw on the Facebook. It's the profile with Paperboy from Atlanta. You can find me on Letterboxd, JAMARCO Shaw. That is JAMARCO SHAW, all one word. I just watched some good movies today, Ready or Not 2 and The Drama. Check those reviews out. And I'm on Twitter, although I hate it. It's _JAMARCO. And lastly, again, if you like weird, cool mashups and music, you can check out Icky on SoundCloud, ICKY, all caps. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share some tunes that you really dig. And please be nice. And again, if you don't see me anywhere, I'm usually going to be here sometimes next week, hopefully. And just again, Nick, thank you again for having me.
Of course, it's been my absolute pleasure this last couple weeks having you and Brandon on to break down TV. I mean,
likewise.
I mean, if we weren't doing it online, we'd be talking about it anyway in the group chat.
Yeah, we got a group chat. This is pretty much what we do anyway. You guys just get to see this, so it's always a pleasure.
You get to see it live, raw, unfiltered.
You should have seen us on May 4th. We were all having different Star Wars conversations. It was beautiful.
It's one of those things that. Okay, I kind of wish that we were live streaming it.
Yeah, it was magical. I did a whole Jar Jar Binks bit. It was great.
It's like, your Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
Also,
Exactly.
Tatooine was promised to Watto 3,000 years ago.
Yeah. George Lucas took out the Israel flag in the Phantom Menace. Guys, don't.
Yep. Join us next week on the channel, on the Night and Day Nick channel. We'll have more episodes, TV to break down. Next week, I'll also be streaming on the Afternoon Tune back with Daphne. We're going to be reviewing the new Capcom game Pragmata, as well as, because the Mando and Grogu movie is coming out, and we have to talk about some Star Wars. And on the Twitter poll, Rogue One won.
Woo!
Thank God, I get to watch some peak Star Wars.
Good job, people.
Good. Well done.
Well done.
The internet won. The internet did something right for a change.
They were like, do Rise of Skywalker. Stream canceled.
I just started with a new therapist. My mental health is like on a balance board. It's kind of going back on the scales with all of the trailer drops that just came out, but
right, great trailer drops, by the way. Great trailers.
Yeah, I would have talked about him tonight, but I already did with Neil yesterday. So sorry, buddy. But that is our stream. Thank you so much for joining us. And you can find me on all the social media: Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, Letterboxd at Night and Day Nick. You can also find me streaming right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Night and Day Nick. Also uploading clips to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook Reels, Night and Day Nick. And you can also find me on my other channel, The Afternoon Tune, anywhere you listen to podcasts, twitch.tv/Afternoon Tune, youtube.com, The Afternoon Tune, all of that. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night. Oh, peace. And shout out to Josh for lurking in the chat.
Bye, Josh.
Bye-bye.